Listen, if you spend enough time on the firing line, you see the exact same tragic comedy play out every single weekend. A guy unzips a heavy-duty drag bag to reveal a rifle that costs more than my first truck. The roll mark on the receiver practically screams elitism. But the moment he starts pressing the trigger, his target looks like he hit it with a blast of double-aught buckshot from an 870 at 50 yards. Money does not buy marksmanship, folks. Far too many shooters suffer from severe tunnel vision. They stare blindly at the legacy catalogs, assuming the big brand names are the only valid ticket to precision. Sure, those mainstream outfits build capable weapon systems. But if you refuse to look past the heavily marketed logos, you are completely ignoring some absolute powerhouse platforms. I am talking about sleeper rifles that will stack rounds in the exact same hole, all without requiring you to max out a credit card. Today, we are diving deep into 5 bolt-action platforms that fly way under the radar. We are breaking down the action lockup. We are looking at trigger geometry, barrel harmonics, and the raw, unadulterated consistency of these systems. The rifle taking our #1 spot is definitely going to bruise some expensive egos, because it absolutely prints tighter groups than rigs costing twice as much. We have a ton of forged steel and polymer to cover. Grab your iPro, and let's get into it. Number 5. Mossberg Patriot L-R Hunter. Kicking off our roster at the number 5 position is the Mossberg Patriot L-R Hunter. A lot of people hear Mossberg and immediately think of a 590 pump gun or a beater deer stick, but they went back to the drawing board for this specific project. They engineered a dedicated long-range platform that genuinely performs without draining your ammunition budget. Precision requires a stable footprint and a barrel that manages harmonics properly, and this system delivers both. Let's look at that barrel. It features a heavy, aggressively fluted profile. That is not just machined in there to look tactical on the gun rack. Those flutes shave off unnecessary forward weight while actually stiffening the barrel whip during the firing sequence. More importantly, it drastically increases the surface area of the steel. When you are running rapid strings of fire or testing out a hot custom hand load, that barrel vents heat like an industrial radiator. If you cannot manage thermal shift, your point of impact is going to walk right off the target plate. Moving back to the furniture, they dropped this barreled action into a rigid, chassis-inspired stock. It features a fully adjustable cheek riser right out of the factory box. I cannot overstate how vital that is for a shooter. Proper cheek weld means your optic aligns perfectly with your eye socket every single time you mount the weapon. If you are constantly fighting scope shadow, your fundamentals are already compromised before you even touch the trigger shoe. Now, regarding the bolt action itself, it is a utilitarian, no-nonsense design. Is it going to feel like a custom blueprint job running on polished ball bearings? Absolutely not. But it feeds, it extracts, and it reliably goes bang. When you are dragging your gear through freezing rain in a blind, that mechanical reliability is what actually puts meat in the freezer. This entire package is a massive value proposition. Pros: fluted barrel. Contour. It fights off thermal soak and keeps your barrel harmonics incredibly consistent for long-distance engagements. Adjustable stock design. Locking in that cheek riser guarantees optical alignment and highly repeatable head positioning. Unbeatable value. You are securing precision features that are typically locked behind a massive paywall. Cons. The action feel. The bolt throw is definitely on the rugged side, lacking that glassy slickness found in premium custom actions. Polymer magazine construction. The detachable box can be a bit finicky to lock into the mag well when you are rushing a reload. The trigger brake. Their proprietary trigger gets the job done, but it definitely lacks the sudden glass rod fracture of a true match-grade component. Number 4. Sauer 100 Classic XT. Moving into the number 4 slot, we are looking at the Sauer 100 Classic XT. This right here is pure, uncompromising German engineering. It showcases a tier of manufacturing precision and finish that is, frankly, painfully absent in a lot of domestic factories right now. This platform is purpose-built for the marksman who demands absolute mechanical perfection. It delivers sub-MOA accuracy, but it does so without making you lug a 20-pound bench rest anchor through the timber. The absolute highlight of this system is the action. Running this bolt feels like sliding oiled glass over ice. It is unbelievably quiet. It is perfectly smooth. It is a direct testament to the microscopic machining tolerances these guys operate under. If you are hunting in thick brush, the ability to chamber a round in dead silence is quite literally the difference between harvesting a mature buck and watching a whitetail bound away. Up front, they mated this action to a cold hammer-forged barrel. That specific forging process aligns the steel grain structure, creating a bore that is phenomenally tough and incredibly uniform. That translates to laser beam accuracy that will easily outlast your shoulder. The classic XT sits inside a rugged polymer stock. It is a working gun's foundation. It shrugs off blizzards, torrential rain, and massive humidity shifts without warping and altering your barrel harmonics. But the true secret weapon here is the adjustable single-stage trigger. You can tune the break weight from a hair trigger 2.2 pounds all the way up to a heavier 4.4 pounds for gloved winter work. Tuning that sear engagement to your specific finger placement is mandatory for high-level precision. Pros: action smoothness. The bolt cycling is hyper-slick and totally silent, showcasing that classic German fixation on ultra-tight tolerances. Adjustable trigger module. You are getting a razor-crisp single-stage break that can be customized right at your workbench. Barrel quality. That cold hammer-forged steel guarantees longevity and incredibly tight shot groupings. Cons: stock material. While the polymer is bomb-proof, it absolutely lacks the aesthetic soul and rigid feel of a hand-laid fiberglass or premium wood stock. Aftermarket availability. Sourcing replacement parts or specialized accessories is significantly more difficult compared to the major American patterns. Retail price. It does sit at a higher price bracket than entry-level budget guns, but that premium covers a flawless factory finish. Number 3. CZ600 Alpha. Stepping into our number 3 position is the CZ600 Alpha. When CZ dropped this platform onto the market, it sent absolute shockwaves through the firearms community. They completely abandoned legacy constraints, introducing a highly radical architecture. More importantly, they attached a strict sub-MOA guarantee, and they actually back it up on the paper. This system is walking proof that bolt-action technology has plenty of room left for hardcore innovation. At the heart of the Alpha is an aerospace-grade aluminum alloy receiver. That slashes the overall weight profile, turning this into an absolute dream for hunters who cover miles of steep elevation. But the crown jewel of this engineering is the barrel attachment method. It utilizes a user-changeable barrel system. You can literally swap calibers right on your garage workbench without paying a gunsmith, and the lockup mechanism ensures your zero stays true. For the longest time, that level of extreme modularity was strictly reserved for the elite sniper platforms that the SO-COM operators utilize. C-Z also completely re-engineered the safety selector. They implemented a vertical push-button safety that is completely silent and incredibly ergonomic. You can lock the bolt shut for secure transport, or you can cycle the action on safe to extract a live round without risk. And regarding that accuracy guarantee, CZ promises it will print sub-MOA groups at 100 meters, right out of the cardboard box. That takes serious confidence, but their barrel manufacturing is top tier. Pros: extreme modularity. Having the capability to hot swap barrels and change calibers at home offers unmatched tactical flexibility. Guaranteed accuracy. CZ stakes their reputation on a factory sub-MOA guarantee, taking the guesswork out of barrel quality. Lightweight footprint. The fusion of an aluminum receiver and polymer furniture makes this incredibly easy to carry through harsh terrain. Cons: new proprietary design. Because the architecture is entirely new, third-party aftermarket support is still severely lagging behind. Action feel. It feeds reliably, but the cycle impulse feels drastically different than the traditional steel-on-steel friction you might be accustomed to. Recoil impulse. You cannot defeat the laws of physics. A lighter platform is going to deliver a significantly sharper punch to your shoulder, especially if you step up to Magnum cartridges. Number 2. Howa 1500 Hogue. Securing the number 2 spot is the Howa 1500 Hogue. This weapon system is quite literally built like a mechanized tank. It is a living tribute to massive over-engineering and brute force durability. While the rest of the industry is obsessed with shaving off ounces, Howa doubled down on machining an action that will survive the end of the world. The receiver is machined from a massive chunk of forged steel. It has incredibly thick sidewalls. It is heavy, and it is virtually indestructible. You can drop this rifle in the mud, slam it into the side of a UTV, and it will brush it off and chamber the next round without hesitation. Up front, they use a cold hammer-forged barrel that is legendary for maintaining thermal stability and lasting for thousands upon thousands of primer strikes. But the defining characteristic of this package is the Hogue overmolded stock. The entire chassis is wrapped in a proprietary rubberized skin that sticks to your hands like industrial adhesive. Sleet, freezing rain, or hands covered in field dressing blood, it makes zero difference. Your grip on this weapon system is completely compromised-proof. That locked-in traction builds extreme confidence, which translates directly to steady crosshairs and cleaner trigger presses. The 1500 also utilizes a true 3-position safety mechanism. That feature lets you work the bolt handle and clear a live chamber while the firing pin remains totally blocked. For a rifle meant to be carried through nasty environments, that extra layer of mechanical safety is non-negotiable. Pros: Hogue overmolded stock. The aggressive rubberized coating guarantees a positive, slip-free purchase under the most miserable environmental conditions imaginable. Forged steel action. The receiver is heavily overbuilt, guaranteeing a service life that will easily outlast you and your kids.
3-position safety. Having the ability to administratively unload the weapon on safe is a massive advantage in the field. Cons: overall weight. This platform is a heavyweight. You are absolutely going to feel the burn after humping it up a ridge, though that extra mass does a great job of mitigating recoil. Factory trigger. It is a functional trigger, but to extract the true precision potential of the barrel, you are going to want to install a premium aftermarket unit. Utilitarian aesthetics. This is a hard-use tool. It has the visual appeal of a sledgehammer, not a bespoke safe queen. Number 1. Bergara B14 Ridge. And claiming the absolute top tier, our number 1 pick is the Bergara B14 Ridge. This is the specific platform that completely erases the boundary between a mass-produced factory gun and a hand-built custom shop masterpiece. It is hands down the most capable precision rifle that the mainstream community is still sleeping on. Bergara built their entire reputation strictly as an elite barrel manufacturer, and that precision DNA is baked into every inch of this gun. The B14 Ridge features a world-class, fully free-floated Bergara barrel. That meticulously honed steel tube is the sole reason this platform is an absolute laser beam. Feed this rifle high-quality match ammunition, and it becomes almost boring to shoot. It will consistently punch sub-MOA clusters until you run out of brass. The heart of the rifle is a dual-lug action that directly mimics the legendary footprint of the Remington 700. That is a massive tactical advantage. It means virtually every single aftermarket chassis, match trigger, and optic rail manufactured for the 700 will bolt right onto this receiver. The barreled action is bedded into a synthetic fiberglass blend stock. It has the structural rigidity required to act as a dead-stable launch pad for the projectile, completely eliminating accuracy-robbing flex. They finish the stock with a soft-touch epoxy coating that provides an excellent tactile grip and feels like a highly expensive custom upgrade. The Bergara B14 Ridge is the ultimate sweet spot in the firearms market. You are unlocking true match-grade lethality without having to max out your credit cards. Pros: premium Bergara barrel. You are securing a true match-grade tube that guarantees superior ballistic consistency right off the rack. Remington 700 footprint. You instantly gain access to the most massive aftermarket parts ecosystem on the entire planet. Action smoothness. The bolt glide is tight, glass smooth, and feels identical to custom actions that cost 3 times the price. Cons. Physical weight. It carries some undeniable heft. That is phenomenal for spotting your own trace off a bipod, but it is less than ideal for a 10-mile backcountry stalk. Stock material. While it is incredibly stiff, the fiberglass blend does not quite match the featherweight perfection of a true carbon fiber shell. Factory trigger constraint. The stock trigger is perfectly safe and crisp, but dedicated precision guys are almost always going to swap it out for a sub-1 pound aftermarket cassette.
All right, we just ran the gauntlet on 5 phenomenal bolt-action platforms that punch wildly above their respective weight classes. From an expert perspective, after running countless rounds through these systems, the reigning champion is crystal clear. The Bergara B14 Ridge is that ultra-rare unicorn that delivers genuine custom-shop performance on a blue-collar budget. It is absolute proof that you do not need to drop $5,000 to ring a steel silhouette at 1,000 yards. The core lesson here is straightforward. Stop throwing your hard-earned cash at a brand logo. Invest in the raw engineering. Scrutinize the barrel harmonics. Inspect the action bedding, and demand a rock-solid lockup. Do not just follow the herd into buying a name. Purchase the exact tool that consistently puts copper and lead precisely on the crosshairs, regardless of the conditions. Now, I want to hear your feedback down in the comments section. When absolute, undeniable accuracy is the only metric that matters, which sleeper platform are you grabbing out of the safe? If this tactical breakdown gave you some clarity for your next transfer at the FFL, make sure you smash that like button. Verify you are subscribed to the channel so you do not miss our upcoming ballistic tests, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.